A good day to you, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Tatenda Makazi, and I'm going to make a brief introductory presentation on how to conduct a threat modeling using Acunetics Vulnerability Scanner. In this work, I collaborated with Kudzai Madamombe as well as Kudzanai Uta. Threat modeling is a proactive approach of uncovering threats and helps to identify the security requirements of a system. And about 70% of websites contain exploitable vulnerabilities, which hackers want to take advantage of these so that they may access sensitive information of corporates or organizations. And usually this information includes credit card data as well as customer lists. Website security must be a priority in an organization, but it is often overlooked. And this gives the hackers an opportunity to continue focusing on attacking web-based applications such as shopping carts, forms, login pages, dynamic contents, etc. Web applications are accessible 24 hours a day and control valuable data since they often have direct access to back-end data. Defense at network security level provides no protection against web application attacks since they are launched on port 80, which is often kept open.
Good day, my name is Kudzanai Uta and I'm taking off from where my colleague Tatenda left. And we're talking about Web Vulnerability Scanner. So, as we all know, hacking is an ever-growing threat against web applications, and any user browsing a website is a potential hacker, hence a preventive approach is important. A web vulnerability scanner is an automated security application that searches for vulnerabilities within web applications, web technologies, and web servers. AVS is a web scanner which is easy to use and provides both automatic and manual ways of vulnerability checking. So in simple terms, you're saying web vulnerability scanner are automated tools that can scan web applications to look for security vulnerabilities. And they test web applications for common security problems such as cross-site scripting, SQL injection, and cross-site request forgery. It uses dynamic methods to replicate hacking attacks in a non-destructive manner. AVS is an essential tool to find vulnerabilities in your web applications. So we are going to be using Acunetics Vulnerability Scanner to test for security. AVS, which is Acunetics Vulnerability Scanner, is considered one of the best tools as it can accurately scan for vulnerabilities on every type of web page, even those that are password protected. AVS automatically crawls and scans off-the-shelf and custom websites and web applications for SQL injection, XSS, XXF, SSRF, among others vulnerabilities. Crawl and scan. AVS can crawl complex web applications architectures including JavaScript, heavy HTML5 single-page applications while being able to scan restricted areas automatically and with ease, which is the reason why it's one of the best tools. It can detect and alert. AVS detects over 500 types of web application vulnerabilities, alerting according to severity, but its ability to scan accurately, quarantine low false positives is what makes it one of the best tools. report and remediate. A wide variety of reports help developers and business owners to quickly identify a web application's threat surface. To quickly identify a web application's threat surface, detect what needs to be fixed. So after all the scanning and the detecting of the vulnerabilities, there's need to create a report so that the developers and business owners can quickly identify the previous vulnerabilities to their websites or any other threats that may surface. With the threat caused by hackers, one nowadays getting very active on the internet and web applications, is becoming of great importance to have security testing and website vulnerability scanning as part of software testing life cycle. AVS is a black box scanner which can scan any website or web applications regardless of technologies of programming languages it uses. It essentially tests a website or any web application without any prior knowledge of how that site works, just like a real attacker would. So here's how AVS works. AVS follows an easy-to-use historic methodology which allows automatic and manual scans and audits. It goes through the following stages. The first one is discovery and the crawling process stage. And on this stage, this is where it discovers or identifies the targets and recursively crawl the website in search of the vulnerabilities. And then after discovery and identifying the targets, it goes on to automated scan stage, where the team detects and fixes the vulnerabilities before they are used to compromise the organization's assets. And then the next stage is specific manual testing stage. So this one is optional. The team will be trying to find security vulnerabilities in web apps and their configurations manually. And then the final stage is reporting stage. This is where the teams will be checking if their remediation efforts have worked by conducting a follow-up assessment after the actions have been taken to fix the vulnerabilities. So this report would also help in the future when the organizations need to check or to test the other vulnerabilities. They can know if they've tested a specific vulnerability and they know a way to remediate that specific vulnerability. I'm going to leave this for my colleague Kudzai to continue with the practical demonstration. Thank you.
As my colleagues have been mentioning, to do the practical demo, and we'll be using Acunetics. Let me start my webcam so that I might be able to record this, and then you launch our Acunetics. Then we go at new scan, and it gives you the new scan type. Then you go and look at vulnerable web. This is the web that we'll be using. Then you type next. then you look at the default settings. We'll use the default settings in this case, and you can customize it if you want, although in this case, because our version, it won't allow us to customize it. So we then go next. First of all, you have to make sure that you can show the advanced options, or sometimes we can show advanced options. Then you type next. You want to accept everything that is there. In this case, we're just going to leave it like that, and before we go on to type next. Then we are going to start identifying the target, which is our vulnerable web app, which is a web which is found on the internet, which is a legal web. We have to add, and then we also want to record in terms of the login. We also want to ensure that we also check the login processes as well. Then, after all has been said and done, you type finish. So during the time, the app will give you the number of alerts that are there. You wait for it whilst it's launching, and this may take a bit of time. At this stage, the software builds the structure of the website which the scan will be launched. So, as you are already noting that we have already reached some medium, low, and informational threats which are there. The software actually builds its own website, which is different from the web there, and you can see that the response time can be recorded, and you also want to look at the statistics, the various statistics which are there, and we will look at mainly the requests, the number of requests which are being made. These ones will show you the traffic that is coming in and out of the website, and once it is finished, we can then look at the database backup script, which gives us a lot of information. And once the scan is finished, you can use the Akinetex will start simulating the various vulnerabilities that are there in the website. And at this particular moment, the details of the HTML requests and the attack details as well as can be viewed by clicking on the vulnerability and panel. So we will then be looking at the types of threats that we have noted. As you've noted that we've seen 3 types of high-level attacks, threats that are there, and the right panel is the way that most of the threats are shown. So clicking on the high, we can see that there is the cross type scripting. The cross type scripting is as well as the Microsoft tied directory enumeration and SQL injection. These are high level threats, and there's also the Unicode transformation issues, which are also a threat. And the advantage is that the right panel will display the detailed report of each the highlighted vulnerabilities, and you can get information on the right panel. And it also gives options in terms of how to fix this. So as we are continuing to look at the various threats that are there, you'll find yourself that at times the right panel will tell us what to do and where we want to go in terms of how to fix it. So in this case, the cross-frame scripting, and after we've finished that, we can then save our scan results. So the options for saving our scan results would be, you then go and scan, then you go and click the folder that you want to go and put your scan results, and then you then type save. You simply save them. Or the website, the software is also, you can also export your results. You then just adjacent to the save, you can then export. If you're going to export to XML, you can export it and have export it again to wherever you want to save it. And that is basically about Akinetex. Thank you.